Chapter 26. How Ruthless. Speak clearly. Sakanya's expression remained cold. Old master, you can't say it. Huer's reputation will be ruined, and it will be difficult for him to rise to the top. The first madam pleaded, grasping San Juan's hand. Get lost, otherwise, I'll kill you immediately for obstructing the demon slayer's investigation. Sakanya's tone grew stern as he stared at the first madam. Undeterred, she retorted, how dare you? My son is a county magistrate. The Song family has backing in both the imperial court and the martial arts world. What right do you have to kill me? Sanxi's expression turned mocking. Even at a time like this, she continued her theatrics. It seemed impossible for someone like her to change her nature. Sakanya waved his hand. Men, take this stupid old woman away. Ouch! The first madam sat on the ground, feigning pain. My stomach hurts, you can't touch me. Sanxi crossed his arms, observing her antics. He thought, go on, I want to see how you will continue to pretend. Unexpectedly, the old woman started rolling around, wailing in agony. It hurts, there are worms eating my heart. Commander, could this old woman have been poisoned? A black iron guard hesitated. It's even better if she's poisoned. Just kill her, Sakanya sneered. The first madam froze, fear evident in her eyes. How dare you kill commoners so indiscriminately? Enough. How long are you going to keep this up? Our enemies have already come to knock on your door. Do you think you can still hide what you've done? San Juan scolded, sensing the urgency of the situation. Looks like there's something wrong with this woman's brain. Drag her away. Sakanya's patience wore thin. The black iron guard moved to apprehend her, but before he could grab her, she screamed again. Ah, it hurts so much. There are insects eating my flesh. Stop pretending, the black iron guard snorted and seized her arm. Ah, a sharp scream echoed from the first madam. Her entire body convulsed, and her flesh turned black. Streams of black blood flowed from her eyes, nostrils, and ears. She was clearly infested with squirming insects. Sanxi frowned. The old woman who had cried wolf earlier was genuinely poisoned this time. The insects were devouring her internal organs. The black iron guard, disgusted, tossed her to the ground. Save me, her pleas grew weaker. Soon, her cries ceased abruptly. The once mean-spirited woman succumbed to the goo worm's bite. Even in death, she did not close her eyes. Sanxi sighed. The person he had despised his whole life had died, yet he felt no satisfaction. It was more like a fox mourning the death of a rabbit. Then he remembered. Wait a minute, since I can't die, what's there to be afraid of? He composed himself. It's quiet now, take them out and deal with them together. Be careful not to let the black blood venomous goo insect leak into the water. Sakanya's expression remained cold. He cared little whether the first madam was dead or alive. As they proceeded with their grim task, another person fell into the same situation. Liuer, San Juan lamented the loss of his son. Is this bug incurable? Sanxi, feeling helpless, could only watch. The insects had already taken hold of the poisoned person's entire body. Even medicine could not cure this acute illness, perhaps only an immortal could. How troublesome, the time of being poisoned is different from the time of death. Sakanya frowned. Minister San, you'd better tell me quickly. Otherwise, if you die, not many people will know the truth. San Juan, looking at the few descendants left, sighed. If I say it, can Commander Sakan protect the Song family? You wish? Sakanya sneered. I'm not interested in the continuation of the Song family's lineage. But tell me the truth so that we can subdue the demon. The sooner you kill Haiduzi, the more people you can save. I will say. San Juan agreed, starting to recount honestly how the scandal had happened. 3 years ago, there was a fisherman's daughter in the south of the city who was very beautiful. When my third son met her on the boat, he fell in love with her. Later on, he got her pregnant with a bastard child. As that woman got pregnant before marriage, her reputation was ruined. Later on, she found my third son and requested that he take responsibility. However, as we naturally didn't want our reputation to be damaged, the main branch had someone throw the woman into a well which drowned her. After that, we also slaughtered her entire family. Sanxi was speechless. The whole gist of the situation was that the rich were too heartless, colluding with the government to force the other party's family to be destroyed. However, only the third son, San Hu, benefited from this situation. The eldest son, San John, did all the dirty work, and the entire Song family suffered from this predicament, including him, San Shi. The female ghost in red that Big Smart said threw herself into the Song family well, was deliberately drowned by the people from the main branch. All for third brother's reputation. Is the chastity of an unmarried woman not considered a worthy reputation that your third son's reputation is? San Shi sneered in his heart. He knew that the darkness of this large family was far more corrupt and degenerate than what he had seen before. For a moment, he did not know what to say. From an outsider's point of view, the San family had brought this upon themselves. From his point of view, he was implicated. From the perspective of a member of the Song family, he still wanted to kill the so-called Haiduzi. You have already killed the people from the main branch. And I agree that every injustice has its perpetrator and every debt has its debtor. But since you provoked me, you will die. A cold light flashed in San Shi's eyes. Big brother, third brother were actually these kinds of people, San Jia muttered. Unable to accept the true colors of her two dearest brothers. HMPH, the great Jin dynasty is in chaos because of you. Corrupt officials and black-hearted landlords. Sakangya's expression was cold, but he didn't scold them. He had seen this kind of thing many times and was used to it. Tell me the name, address, and time of death of this fisherman. He continued with his work, determined to extract specific information about Haiduzi. The fisherman's family's surname is Zhang, and his name was Sansai. Their son was called Wuji, and their daughter, Wayu. He was originally a scholar who had dropped out. In order to survive, he had no choice but to start fishing in a small village. In the south of the city, their daughter drowned about 2.5 years ago. His family was killed by drowning in the river located at the foot of the Jinyuan Temple, at the intersection of the Yuan River and Jin River. Half a day after his daughter died, it was my eldest son who killed them. Upon hearing the old man's words, San Shi was shot. His father, the patriarch, was truly ruthless. As for Haiduzi's real name, Zhang Wuji, San Shi didn't dwell on it. The surname Zhang was common, and there were many individuals named Wuji as well. Sakangya seemed deep in thought. Looks like Zhang Wuji inherited the cultivation techniques of some demon from the reed marsh. That's why he managed to learn all the Gu and Hex techniques.